What's up, my dudes? It's Ansu, and today I'm here to talk to you about the reading rush, which had ended on the 19th. Now, I think I have a little bit of a curse when it comes to anything readathon related, because every single time a readathon hits, I get into a reading slump. Something similar happened at this time around as well on Thursday, which is when the stay-at-home reading rush started. I could not read for the life of me. I had a really bad day when it came to reading, and mental health was like, woof, down the hill. So I just thought I would come on to here and talk to you guys about the books that I read, what I liked, what I didn't like, and did I actually finish all the prompts or not. So let's get into it. So at the start of the reading rush, as promised, I started reading Before the Devil Breaks You by Libba Bray. So the first prompt that I was actually able to finish was staying in the same room to read a book. This is the third book in the Diviners series, and I really did enjoy the book so much. I gave it, I think, a 5 stars. There was a lot of horror, there was a lot of action, and I just genuinely love the characters as well. Every single one of them, I actually care about them, right? So it was really fun. I really enjoyed it, and I was actually able to finish reading the entire book in my room, because what else do I do? I don't really leave my house at all. I don't leave my room that much, so that was pretty easy to finish. So The Diviners is actually about this girl named Evie O'Neill who has some special abilities where if you give her anything that belongs to you, say this ring, she'll be able to tell you the past of it. So for example, like who gave it to you, or like memories attached with that specific thing will be shown to her. So she's called a diviner, and because of this she gets into trouble and she has to leave her hometown and move in with her uncle in New York. Her uncle is kind of aloof when it comes to anything, and he has this huge museum place which is pretty much abandoned. Not a lot of people go there, there's not a lot of traffic there anyway, but Evie ends up going there and her whole life turns upside down. She learns that she's not the only diviner out there. There's definitely a lot more. There's a lot of mystery going on with the whole idea of a diviner and how they're developed and everything, and it's a really interesting story. There's also the horror that goes on. In each book there's a different type of a horror, but the main horror of like the main person was the man with the stovepipe hat. That's a recurring theme. There are like little bits and pieces and smaller stories in each and every one of these books, but the main idea and the main evil is the man with the stovepipe hat, and nobody knows who that is. So all these diviners are essentially teaming up to destroy this man with the stovepipe hat, and it's so much fun. I really adore the entire series. And yeah, the third book didn't disappoint, and it was really fun. Also, did I mention this is actually set in the 1920s, so like it's definitely more historical than it is like right now. So that's also there. There's a lot of talks about racism and homophobia as well, which are like really important topics, and it still happens, the way that people are insulted because of the way they are, and it just still goes on. And all those topics that Libba Bray actually brought forth, and showing that there is still white supremacy, even if you don't want it to be there, there's still going to be that. And she really showed everything, especially in that time period, and it was really well done. I really enjoyed it. Another prompt was read a book that will leave a smile on your face. Now, I was very skeptical about choosing this book, if you can remember from my TBR, and I chose American Panda by Gloria Chow. It did leave a smile on my face. I liked it. It wasn't bad or anything, but I gave it a 3 stars out of 5. It was a fine book. It's just not something that I personally loved or anything. It was fine. The story was good. I liked it, but it was not something that was mind-blowing or where I can say changed my life. So we have 17-year-old May. May should have been in high school at 17, but she's actually skipped 1 grade. I think grade 4 or something. She skipped it, and she's in university now at MIT. Her parents have her whole life set up for her in terms of where she's going, what she's gonna do. Like, she has to be a doctor, she has to marry a Taiwanese guy, and like everything is set up for her. Little do her parents know that she actually hates biology, and she's a germaphobe. She hates anything to do with bacteria. So hand sanitizers are like a big thing in her life, and her parents really don't know much about that. May is definitely very unhappy because of all of these pressures that her parents put on her, and there's like not a lot that she can do to avoid it, because she has a brother who got disowned because he decided to go after a girl that he liked. Her brother actually ends up falling for this girl who her parents completely dislike. Because he actually ends up going forward with that relationship, he gets disowned by his own parents, and May actually ends up reconnecting with him later on, and she wants to try to figure out if her life can ever be set right. It's a sweet novel, and the way that the parents are insanely strict, I'm sure like a lot of people can relate to that, where Asian parents are very strict in the sense they want you to fit into a certain box when it comes to doctor, engineer, or like accountant, whatever. They want you to be in a very stable position and nothing else. It's all about prestige for that. But for me, like, it was too much. It might be the real case, and for a lot of people they can relate to this, but for me it was a lot. Like, it was a lot of pressure, there was a lot of miscommunication, and it was just a lot of, we're gonna disown you if you do one thing out of what we want. And they did that, and she was only 17, so I was just like, that's ridiculous. I don't understand how people get through with that, and it was just not comfortable for me to read. I just didn't like the way that it was set through. It might be true, but I didn't like it so much. That's my take on it. I give it 3 stars with a 5. It still left a small smile on my face by the end of it, so I think I won this challenge as well, so it's fine. The next 2 challenges I terribly failed at. Read a book with a house on its cover. And for this one I chose to go forward with House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J Maas. I think I read about 100 or 150 pages of this book. My god. It is kind of boring. Like, it's supposed to be like all this action-packed and like bloody, but it's honestly, it's a lot about swearing in every page. You at least have 1 fuck and 1 shit in every 2 pages, and I'm just like, why? Not everybody swears in every single sentence that they speak all the time. That doesn't happen that way. And like, every single character in this book swears, and it just, I can't even concentrate on the plot or the characters at all, because all I can focus is on the fact that they're swearing all the time. It's really annoying. So yeah, I just couldn't get through it. But every single time I sit down to read it, I'm just like, ugh, they keep swearing. It's so freaking annoying. So yeah, that's there too. I didn't really pass this one, so I'm a little upset about it, but it is what it is. The final challenge that I failed to complete was read a book with a place that you want to visit. And for me, this was Paris, and that's why I chose Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins. Okay, listen, I know how the story is gonna go, like, somewhat. I know there's cheating involved, where the main guy character is actually cheating on his present girlfriend with Anna. I know that's gonna happen. I can see that happening, and to me that's just something that does not sit well with me. If you don't like a person, you don't want to be with them, and you're falling for someone else, break up. It's most likely going to be easy most of the time. You don't have to be in that relationship. Nobody's forcing you to be in that relationship. You can leave and then do whatever you want to. So it's not cheating. But yeah, like, unless it's like a toxic relationship, you can't leave at all whatsoever. I get that, then fine, I guess. But if you're in a relationship where you can break it off, just do it. Like, don't cheat on people. That's terrible. And I know it's gonna happen, so I think that's what's holding me back from actually enjoying the book. It's like one of the main things. And also, Anna is like a spoiled brat. Her character feels like she wants to get everything in the world, and she knows that she can't, and yet she behaves in a certain way, which it's kind of annoying. I don't really like it. I also read like 120 pages of this one. Where's my book? Hold on one second. So I'm back. This is the book that I was talking about, Anna and the French Kiss. I read about 120 pages. Oh, actually, never mind. 103 pages, not 120, 103. Yeah, I still have a long ways to go, but yeah, I feel like it's just holding me back and didn't get through it. Alright, you guys, those were all the books that I attempted to read for the reading rush, and I really enjoyed it this time around. The only thing that I really wish was that I don't want to hit a reading slump when I get into a reading rush or like a readathon at all. It's just so annoying. Like, I remember Wednesday I was like really hyped up for the event, and on Thursday I was like, what is the book? How does one read? Like, I could not read whatsoever. I still just ended up reading this much. I feel like if I enjoyed the books a little bit more when it came to House of Earth and Blood and The French Kiss, I could have probably finished them both, but that was not the case, so it is what it is. Alright, you guys, that is all from me. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in another video next time, and until then, I'll talk to you guys in the comments. Bye!